Let me know down below if you can hear me, because then we got 50% of this little show going. But first of all, let me know how you beautiful, beautiful, sexy looking people are doing tonight. Remember, this Polkadot stream is only for the sexy looking people.
This dance ain't for everybody, only the sexy people.
And you know what? We don't want to waste too much time, right? We need to go in and we need to do it quickly. So let's go in with the first piece of news, because, I mean, if you didn't know, yes, Robinhood, Dr. Gavin Wood, he's stepping down. Now, actually, I think it's good news, right? He just doesn't want to, take care of all that. Thank you so much, Shahid. He's always there. It's amazing. It's amazing. He's just stepping down because he doesn't want to take care of paperwork. He doesn't want to take care of hiring and firing. He doesn't want to take care of going down. Maybe he still will go down to the World Economic Forum, shake Klaus Schwab's hand and endorse regulation, right? Remember, actually, Gavin Wood, he was one of the founders of Ethereum. It was all about DeFi, decentralized Everything was supposed to be, permissionless and interoperable and censorship resistant. All those, terminology words that we heard in the beginning. And now they kind of, they're turning a little bit around, and DeFi is becoming CeFi. But nevertheless, we are still here to make money. And we will do that because the future of finance is being built on the blockchain. And Gavin Wood is only stepping down because he actually wants to make blockchain technology more relevant to the public. And if there's one thing we need before we really can see that the third cycle and everything is really going to go to the moon, we need blockchain mass adoption. And that will only come if we actually see or are going to experience a much better user experience and a user interface. So therefore it means that he now has more time to focus on stuff that he obviously enjoys and where he feels he can deliver the most value to the company's mission. Now, what is he also saying? So I'll be pointing my regained focus towards exploring how we can contribute to making Polkadot and the Web 3.0 more relevant to large swaths of the population. This will begin by helping the community. I mean, he's going to do the Lord's work. This will begin by helping the community design and build several interesting chain integrated social primitives, which I think are crucial for us to deliver for a true Web3 platform. I can only say that he's spot on. He is really spot on. And anyway, let's go back and see if anybody is here. And no, not the chat yet. I think we need to start this little show of ours. This was just an intro. I think it is good news that he's going to do what he's best at. And if there was one thing that has frustrated me, and especially today, that is that the Polkadot ecosystem, with all their good protocols, and there are a lot of them, it is sometimes a little bit like you're in the universe or in the jungle. You don't know, should you turn right or left or backwards? So they really need to simplify and make it easier for investors to feel at home. Remember that you and I are here at this time of the hour, and at this time when the markets are down. I mean, we are 0.0001%, right? So it needs to be better. Anyway, let's start. I think it goes a little something like this. I want to welcome you to Crypto Never Sleeps. And in case you're new to this channel, you want to stay on top of the crypto world, well then please hit like, smash subscribe, so that you can be notified every time we upload videos. So that you can, it's important to me, protect your wealth, preserve your wealth, and ultimately increase your wealth. My name is Nico Arachi, and I'm the host of the littlest crypto show on the interweb. So let's go in and first look at the level of market manipulation. And what are we seeing here? We're seeing Bitcoin at 20,846. So we can say it's up 4%. ETH up 8% at 1,571. We got Cardano at 40 cents on the dollar. 0.35 cent is not a lot. 0.35% is not a lot. And then we got DOT up 0.6% since yesterday. Also not so much. But so more or less a lossless day. But we have pushed through the 1 trillion again market cap. As always, I like to look at, I'm a technical expert here, right? And we're looking at the weekly Bitcoin, and we're looking at the 7-day moving average. And I thought it was about time to put in my purple lines, maybe a little bit more pink. I've put, first of all, we can see that we have gone above the 7-day moving average, but I mean, I don't know. The week is still not over, right? And even if we are gonna, we would need to close above it, but we still have a few days where things can turn around. Yeah, and then we can see here, I've put this pink line because I do believe that this is at 12,000 that at some point we're gonna hit it, and I do believe it's gonna be in this year. But let's see. If we look at Ethereum, it looks pretty much the same here. I put in I don't know if the line is at 850. Are we going to go down and hit it? We already hit it once, so could we go down further down? I'm not particularly sure, because I also think that we are seeing more, let's say, decoupling, right? They're not correlating as much as they used to, Ethereum and Bitcoin. And, that is the nature of these two protocols. Enough of that. And we need to go to the chat before we're going to move on to today's lessons. Yeah, lessons almost, right? So who is here? And anybody in the mood for a little chit chat? I know it's me doing the chitty and the chatting, but oh, there we go. Vex is here. How are you doing? How are you doing? Good to see you. And I was thinking about you, and I read our little chats too late, about the storm and everything, and I did see the pictures. Touches my heart, and I'm happy when I see a family is doing well and good and have nice experiences together. Who else is here? We got DJ Kusama. Listen, let me know. You see, DJ Kusama, he did. He only likes this little stream of mine, and that's that's also good. But what I really like about DJ Kusama is I'm staking Calamari in Nova Wallet at the moment, and I was also asking what is the return, because I really think that, and that's also what I said before, that the Polkadot and the Kusama ecosystem. I mean, there are a lot of protocols. There are a lot of DeFi. Protocols trying to establish themselves, and way too many. I mean, for sure, a lot of them are not going to succeed, but it also takes time to go through them. So if any of you guys, you find a good protocol, a good exchange where you are generating good returns and it's safe, then please share. Please do, because, we only got 24 hours. So Queen, our Queen is here. Lots of love to you. I'm happy when you pass by. Kirk Velby, how are you doing? Good to see you. And that's it. All 10 of us are here. Eric, why choose Polkadot name? Raymond, what do you say? Raymond, why choose Polkadot name? I mean, I don't know why they chose that. Nova, that's a question for maybe somebody else can answer. Nova Wallet makes me feel at home. Well, that's good. We're going to have a look at that. Invite Anton from Nova Wallet on your show. Yeah, maybe. If he wants to come, I mean, he's welcome. Crypto Fanatic, how are you doing? Good to see you. Could it be everyone is diversified and everyone pulls money and puts it in the same time? The reason is that why most coins follow each other. Eric, I think there are so many theories why the market is correlating. Now, actually, let's jump in and I will touch up on that, because I think it's, we need to understand, and that's also if you go to Traders Reality, Tino, he's really explaining how these markets are being manipulated or how they're being made. And I think it is fair to say, and let's move into the presentation, and I'll touch up on that. You see, the Ethereum actually was founded by these 4 individuals: Vitalik, Charles Hoskinson, who represents Cardano, Joseph Lubin, who is the man behind Consensus and basically has all the big banks. He has JP Morgan. He has, let's say, probably also every CBDC in the world is going to be on Ethereum, on the permissioned Quorum blockchain or protocol, launched and issued by Joseph. So anyway, if we look at these 4 individuals, I find it funny that, they came out of nowhere kind of together, and then they wandered off. Only Vitalik is kind of, having a role more like a, just views things. But Joseph, Charles, and Gavin, they're actively working. And you see, I believe that the current, I will talk a little philosophic, but it is important. I believe that the current monetary system is going to implode. So obviously the people that maybe are, orchestrating this, when one system fails, well, then you better have, a newer version, or, have the solution. And I think that is what, if you think that all this is being orchestrated, then I think that a few years back, they took these 4 people and said, come on now, we're going to create this technology. It's going to be decentralized, it's going to be permissionless, it's going to be censorship resistant. At least that's how we're going to sell it. But ultimately, it is going to be on the blockchain, and it's going to be there forever. Now, I think that when you implement a new currency system, and remember, that's kind of like the bloodstream, right, of a human. You don't want to give you want to give the people the feeling, at least, that they can choose, right? But what it comes down to is that it doesn't matter ultimately if we're gonna do something on Cardano, on Polkadot, or on Ethereum. They're all gonna be able to work with each other, right? Mix with each other. The word interoperable. Going to be able to transfer messages from one blockchain to the other. So in the end of the day, it's almost going to be same. Nevertheless, Joseph Lubin has really taken off. Gavin Wood with Polkadot is the second. And, some say that Charles Hoskinson is going to take over Africa, but he's lagging a little bit behind. Let's see. It could also be that one of the other big boys like Solana or Avalanche, that they would maybe overtake. Let's see. But that's not really for today. I just wanted to say that when you need to create a new financial system, you need to create a market that is working, right? Where there's liquidity. And that's why I think that, that you have very few people currently dominating the market. And that's why they follow and correlate so much. What are we? When I talk about that, we should go down here and I will show you that, for example, on Karura, Betty, we are providing liquidity on a few pairs, and we are really small, right, Betty? And it's a smaller position for us. But on Karura, just find the slide here. Boom, you can see it. We hold 1.9% of the liquidity pair, which is Karura and aUSD. We hold 6% of the entire provided liquidity in the pool of Karura and liquid Kusama. And then we hold 3.89% in the pool of Karura and aUSD. And I would say, if this is going to be the future of finance, I mean, this holding percentage of the entire pool makes Betty feel like she's a whale. But I actually just think there's so little people, and that is why it's so important that Gavin Wood is going to do what he's going to do, and that is to design and help to achieve blockchain or Polkadot mass adoption. There are a few things. I just need a Bahama Mama moment. Sorry, guys. Bahama Mama. There's a lot to say, and I don't want to make it too long, so I'm going to try to focus on two things today. The first thing is that the last parachain auctions, they were won. This was no surprise, but by Crossed Network and Crossed Shadow. And from our last stream, and also in between, we are big believers in Crossed Network and Crossed Shadow. However, we did not participate in the auction, neither on Polkadot or on Kusama. And reason being is that I felt that the rewards would be too small. So we can see here that Crossed Network, they won auction 30. But you can also see that for every Polkadot that you would have committed and locked up for 2 years, the reward is very little. You would have gotten 0.2 Crossed tokens reward, which equals 2.6% of the dots that you lock up. That's why I felt it's better just to buy Crossed Network and don't lock up your dots for 2 years for this reward, because I feel you can get more than that. But let's see. So anyway, Crossed Network, they won the 30th on Polkadot. And what I also always try to teach a little bit for those of you who are new to this, so you can do your own research. There's going to be more and more auctions. That goes without saying, right? So how do you identify if this is a potential winner or if it's a potential loser, a shitcoin? Because even though Polkadot and Kusama has had a reputation of, it's harder to actually launch and win a parachain, you have to have some substance, and I like this due diligence, you can almost say process. But as we are seeing, more and more protocols are being launched. And what I like about Crossed Network, you can see here, these are the investors. They got a lot of top tier investors, right? Now, I think I've spoken a little bit too much about Cross the past few weeks. And remember, everything I say and do here is not financial advice, because I honestly don't know shit about crypto. So there we go. I just saw. I will come back to the chat. Also, furthermore, Cross Network, even though it was up when we made this slide here, up 11%, it is still trading 99% from its all-time high, which was recorded on April the 12th, 2021. I mean, and don't forget that Cross Network, I've said this a few times, are one of the 5 decentralized storage providers that have been endorsed by the Ethereum Foundation. Other than Cross, it's Filecoin, Skynet, StoreJ, Zero Chain, and of course Arweave. So I think that the risk-reward potential for Cross Shadow is enormous. I mean, for Cross Network and Cross Shadow. So when we talk about Cross Network, they won on Polkadot, and Cross Shadow, they won on Kusama. But on Kusama, you can say on Kusama, the rewards you would have gotten for locking up your tokens 1 year is that for every Kusama token that you would have contributed to lock up 1 year, you would have received 2% worth of Cross Shadow tokens. So this obviously is not very lucrative, right? And I think that at the moment, that's what Polkadot, they have to find more incentives in order to attract especially retail investors, right? Because this is too little. This is too little. You can also see down here, and I hope you can see it, but they won the auction number 57th, but they only raised $63,000. Now, who wants to invest in that when you have to lock up your tokens and get 2%? Then we're almost back to go to the banks, right? I mean, hallelujah. But I'm a big believer in Cross Shadow and Cross Network. Maybe not participating in the parachain, but in the long term. And also with Cross Shadow, you can see it's down 95% from its all-time high, which means that it has a potential of 2,252% should it go to its past all-time high. And I believe it's going to go much further than that, but again, not financial advice. So now we need to move on to something that might not be the most interesting, but Acala is important. That is, going to be the DeFi hub of Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem. And yesterday they came out. They had a long, once in a while they do this Q&As. They're not particularly interesting, but they did cut out the most important 4 minutes. And I thought we should watch it together because this is the real opportunity of today's stream. So let's go through it together. And I really think there's potential here. I actually think there's the risk reward of what Betty, the CEO of Acala, is going to say can have an impact on all of us. So let's go to Betty.
So first of all, where's aUSD's value comes from? aUSD's hard value is determined by the collaterals backing it. So basically, as every aUSD circulating is fully collateralized. When I say that, what do I mean? So that literally means every aUSD can be repaid to a vault, and 100% or more collateral assets can be withdrawn from it. So this means they are fully collateralized. So we are currently at that stage, and such that you have no bank run risk at all. This is the current state and the hard and true value of aUSD. And of course, our risk partner, like experts like Ganglet, is now focused more on providing parameter recommendations to balance market volatility risk and capital efficiency, and not at all about bank run and everything else, because we are fully collateralized. So that is the context that we should all be aware of. Very different from other types of the stablecoin, especially like algorithmic stablecoin in that sense. And the second thing is addressing the elephant in the room, I guess. So some people may be very concerned about the peg or market price of aUSD. And what is the market price? So we have the hard value or hard price, that how much physical collaterals you can receive from one aUSD. That is the hard value. But there's also a trading price, right? So when you see there's DEX that's being traded on Acala, and then of course there's also DEXs on Moonbeam as well. The market price is the face value of aUSD, and it's driven by market conditions and also forces like supply and demand. So as a decentralized stablecoin, it's by design. The face value will fluctuate based on market conditions. It never pegs exactly to one all the time, right? So it always fluctuates based on where things are at, depends on supply and demand. Especially we're in a special case. In a normal case, then it probably fluctuates in a different pattern or at a different price level versus where we are currently now. So we are in a special situation right now in a number of ways, our own situation, but also a slightly macro situation as well. So in our case, a few million circulating aUSD elements are now fully collateralized. So they're all worth their backing, right? So
I hope you can hear me here. It's very important what she's saying, because she's pointing out, and I truly believe that the aUSD, the Acala dollar, is fully backed and collateralized, and it will never be there will never be an incident like we have seen with Terra. Now, obviously, I mean, I cannot guarantee it, but that's basically what she is saying. And now she's going to get to the golden opportunity, which I have not recommended, but I truly believe and see there huge potential and the risk reward very low. Simply to buy the aUSD at a discount, 30%. It's a stable coin. So please, it's another minute and then we're finished.
They all worth the full amount of the collateral. And then they are kind of floating back in the market. And then at the same time, well, currently the crypto market, probably the macro economy is also in a turmoil situation as well. So as a rational person would expect, in such conditions, the organic pegging process will take time, right? So that's reasonable to expect. However, if you combine the context that I've provided, and also the current condition, some people might be smiling now, because every circulating aUSD is fully collateralized. The fundamentals of the aUSD are sound and solid, which is verifiable on chain. Right? So don't trust what I say. Just look on chain and figure out. And it could be a good opportunity there to obtain aUSD at a low cost to repay vaults or arbitrage as it eventually pegs. But of course, that is not financial advice, and please do your own research. Yeah, so that is about the peg. It will peg eventually, and organic pegging will take time. But there's obviously opportunities in that as well. So.
You see, I hope it was not. I mean, this I think this is very important, and I think we should go and look at the aUSD, right? Because it is currently, and when she's talking about that there's inefficiency and there's going to be arbitrary opportunities, damn right there are, because currently now, and this is where everyone has been a little bit worried, right? If we go in and we look at coin market cap and we look at aUSD, let's see if I have it here, at Acala dollar, right? It is here at 75 cents. It's supposed to be pegged 1-to-1. So obviously people will get scared and say, well, what's going on? Is it a new Terra, right? It's even go, down to whatever it was, very briefly, to 1 or few cents. However, I truly believe it's going to reach its organically the peg $1. One Acala dollar to $1 and that means you could, I mean, it's a risk obviously, right? But you can get it 75%, 25% below, and that's a stable coin. I believe in the Polkadot ecosystem. Now, if you go into KuCoin, because there are not many places, and I tried to see if I could do this arbitrary opportunity, buying and selling and sending him crisscross from KuCoin to Karura or Acala. And it doesn't work currently. It does not. But she also pointed that out. She said eventually the exchanges will again open up and you will be able to send or transfer the aUSD. So if you go in here and look at the markets where you can trade or buy and sell, there are not many, right? There are KuCoin, and then there's Acala Swap and Karura, but basically also Acala. So you can see, and you have different prices. Now, CoinMarketCap is not displaying it correctly because you can, in fact, if you go to KuCoin, you can see it's trading at 63 cents on the dollar. However, I mean, look at the volume. There's hardly any volume. I mean, look, $1, $167. I mean, it would probably just take $100,000 to push it up. I mean, you cannot even buy a lot. So I'm sure, actually, if people understood this opportunity, it's there. But then again, maybe you can only, I mean, you cannot come in with millions and profit from this. The next thing regarding if you wanna, for example, trade, so you can see here, you can buy it on KuCoin, but not many, at 63 cents on the dollar. If you, however, go to Karura, to the app there, and you wanted to swap, well, you will see that they don't sell it at that kind of discount, right? So 1 USDC for 1 aUSD. Let's say you want 1 here, we put in 1. And you can see it's basically, now we don't have any money on this account, but it is basically paired with USDC and aUSD. So I'm just saying, I hope you understand. If there's any questions, let me know. But I'm pretty confident, and it was kind of the confirmation yesterday that they gave that it is going to pair, and everyone who can get a aUSD below 100 is going ultimately to make easy money on that. So back to the presentation, and we're gonna rush through it. And what else do I want to say? Yeah, I wanted to point out a little bit about my holdings and what Betty is holding, right? And that is, and currently I'm not happy with the opportunities that we can usually find when it comes to staking. It is currently a disaster, I have to say. Well, first of all, obviously we have Polkadot, right? But they're locked into auctions, we know that. Acala staking, prior to this, let's say, little hack they had, we were generating good returns, providing liquidity. However, currently, no. You cannot provide liquidity on Acala. So 0-0. I mean, this is a lost opportunity at the moment. With Moonbeam, I have to say I'm not super up to date, but I think we're staking only at like 5%. Kyling, where we were making huge rewards, there's nothing. Nothing. I mean, they're writing if you go in there that you can get 50%, but you cannot commit, you cannot stake. You could, of course, you could withdraw. There's no cheating here. But I think that the opportunities, the incentives are currently not so sexy. Nevertheless, don't forget Kyling, we love it. Where we're generating the most at the moment is almost Litentry in combination with USDT, right? So we are providing liquidity. We're doing that on Binance at 11%. And when it comes, and this is what I hope what Garvin Wood was also referring to, that he needs to help the new protocols to make it more user-friendly and a better user experience. Now, when it comes to A* and the ugly cousin, Shiden, it's not completely true that we're staking at 0%. I will show what we are doing. However, I find it a nightmare to navigate through the opportunities that they have. And I commit my entire life to this. I'm maybe not the smartest man, in town, but if I really have a hard time, then how are we going to ever see mass adoption? But what I did want to point out, but we are actually doing a little bit on A*, is on ArtSwap. And you can see that, there are opportunities ranging, USDT and A*, 48%. However, they only have 12 million locked in, so it's still very, very small. Now I also complained a little, and I think it's important to understand. I think that in order really to achieve mass adoption, they need to make it more user friendly and easier to navigate. That's all I got to say about Polkadot update today. I'm gonna go to the chit chat. Let's see. Let's have a little chat and then say good night. So is that Do Kwon's cousin? No, it's not. I really don't think. I really. You see, I'm not. I don't like to talk about conspiracy theories and so on. But I do think that the future of finance on the blockchain has been kind of, orchestrated, or there's a mastermind behind it. So I think there are a few protocols that are just bound to succeed, and I think Acala and Karura and the aUSD they belong to the elite, if you could say that. Am I holding AMP? No, but that doesn't mean that it's not good. It just means that we have so many positions, and we are doing on Friday. You have to come for a cryptocurrency portfolio update. The most important thing that I can say is that we are on staking all our altcoins position paired with a stable coin, and we are taking the stable coins out, and we are averaging in to the altcoins because the risk reward potential is much higher. So please, you need to come on Friday here for a cryptocurrency portfolio update. Eric, you and me both, yeah. What are you saying? Yeah. So only question I have is, do you like MP? I put a couple of grand into. Let me just, sometimes AMP. I'm just going and I don't always. Maybe now I'm gonna see it and say, there's a markup to. I don't know enough in order to say it, right? So I would be lying if I think here the best. If you don't know what you're talking about, then it's better to not talk about it, and that's my case. So we're gonna look at that Nova wallet, and yeah, I think that's it. No Do Kwon. Do Kwon. Did anyone find Do Kwon? He's still enjoying lives with lots of Bahama Mamas and lots of coins in the right pocket and lots of coins in the left pocket, and how many coins in the back pocket? Let me see here. So I have to thank all of you. What do you think about Doge as payment currency and the rally now? That's a good question, Harry. That I also want to touch up on. I think that the Doge story. No, you see, I have to rephrase what I have to. Doge has potential. I think Doge can be used as a secret weapon in order to achieve mass adoption because it's cute. It's been around for a long time. They are certainly upgrading, the technology and making it, green and cost efficient, and have set up a team, and so. I did say way before Doge was, in the top 10, I think it has. I think that the risk reward, of course, Doge can become something, but you also have to very much recognize that Doge could also become nothing, because when it comes from a technologically point of view, that there are other protocols and that have a more utility, but never underestimate the power of a sweet story, and the Doge is sweet. Ola from California, I think that's it. I love you all. Am I bullish? I am very, very bullish, and this was from the. If you didn't look at the stream yesterday, then there is only one thing that I want to point out, and that is we talked about timing the market, right? I mean, if one were to look at the past, then I can imagine that we're going to see the low of Bitcoin maybe in the next 2 months. Now, how long is then going to recover? That's it's not going to just go from one day to 100,000. But I do think that with crypto, we are very close near the ultimate bottom. That's what I'm thinking. So Ripple, yeah. Now, that's also okay. I like Ripple because I've always been a big. I never liked Ripple, right? I always said it's a shit coin. However, now for the first time, I can see that there's some potential. And the potential with Ripple is, if they're going to win their lawsuit, but also the fact that they have upgraded their protocol so that they can also be interoperable with Ethereum ERC20 tokens and Ethereum Virtual Machine, and then ultimately with all other blockchains. Ripple has one thing where they are way ahead. Everyone knows Ripple. Everyone knows XRP. And that cannot be underestimated. So if they are going to win their lawsuit, and they already have built their bridge to tap into the entire ecosystem, Polkadot, Cardano, everything that is interoperable with Ethereum, then currently I see the risk reward for XRP higher than I've ever seen it before in the past 4 years. That's it from me. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. If you hit and give me a little like and a little love, then I'll be even more happy. Have a good evening. I'm gonna go cook now. We're gonna have beef wok with vegetables. See you tomorrow. And remember, don't quit, because I don't. And that's the only way we're going to sustain or become among the 1%. See you soon.
When you feel like quitting, remember all of those who said you'd fail. When you feel like giving up, remember why you started. When you feel like quitting, remember what you're doing it all for. When you feel like quitting, remember pain is temporary and greatness lasts forever.
When you feel like quitting, remember that the pain you feel today will be replaced with the strength you need tomorrow. Remember that every ounce of pain you feel is building a stronger you, a stronger body, a stronger mind, and a stronger character. So push through the pain. Don't let it stop you. Force it to grow you.
Don't back down from the pain. Face it. Feel no pain. There is no pain. That painful last rep, that's nothing. Give me more. Push harder.
Too tired, too hard, too busy, too early, too stressed. No excuses. Too tired. No excuses. Too hard. No excuses. Too busy. No excuses. Too early. No excuses. Too stressed. No excuses. When I feel like quitting, I remember there's too many people I need to prove wrong. When I feel like quitting, I remember I have too much to fight for. I will not quit.
Sleep-ins, they're for grandmas. I'm up, I'm ready to go. Quitting, that's for those who have no heart. I do not quit. Your greatest physique, your greatest health, your greatest strength, it doesn't come with average effort. If you want average results, keep showing up and giving average effort. If you want to be at your best, you will have to give your best effort. Make an oath to yourself that you will not walk out of any training session, any game, anything without giving 110% of your soul. Whatever you think is your limit, push past it. Whatever you think is your max, see if you can get 10% more out. Results don't lie. It all comes down to one simple question. How bad do you want it? And when you feel like quitting, give me 10 more.
Nothing great is going to come if you quit. I know it's hard. I know you are tired. I know it seems impossible, but you must keep going. Stick it out and get your reward.
When you feel like quitting,